Back to the We're Sacred podcast, where what sets you apart is the most important. I am Francesca, self love coach, holistic self care product creator, and I am so happy that you're here with me. Today, we'll be diving into something tender but still really important, and it's how to be good to yourself, especially when it feels like nobody else is. Everyone, so more than others, has had those moments where they feel like no one is noticing their effort or like they're alone in a moment when support is so much needed. And this can happen even more often if your love language is given, because that's what so many of us, especially as women and mothers, has been taught, that your kids should be on point 24/7, that your house should be spotless, that your husband should be tender to. And while holding work, be nice and looking really good at doing it. At some point, I fell for this narrative too. I had this dream that if I could work full time, put extra hour, raise my kids perfectly, have a hot meal on the table when my husband came in, and still have the energy to keep the house sparkling. But let me just say it, girl, please. I know we might look like goddesses, but we're only human, and the day only have 24 hours. Exactly where in that schedule I was supposed to live for myself. Yes, being a mom is important. Yes, work matter. Yes, loving your partner is real. But somewhere along the way, we bought into this story that if we don't fulfill all those roles perfectly, we are not worthy of love, happiness, or peace. That if we fall short, we have failed as women. But what if I told you that you won't be a bad mother if you let your kids run around the yard for a while and eat a little dirt? What if I told you that your house doesn't have to be spotless or luxurious for you to be winning in life? What if I told you that your husband is not your child and you do kind things for him because you love him, not because your worth it depends on it? Our worth doesn't come from external validation. It doesn't come from performance. It is built into our own existence. God, the universe, the higher power, whatever you connect with, place you here. And that's enough. But here's the thing, to actually believe that, we have to unlearn the conditioning. We have to go deeper than the shoots. And sometimes when we feel like nobody's showing up for us, it's not even that we are unloved. It's that we are pouring so much more energy that we are replenishing. So let's take a pause here. If you're listening to this right now, check in with yourself. Where are you in your body? Where are you feeling it? Is it your shoulders tight? Is your chest heavy? Is your eyes tired? That's your body giving you information. And part of being good to yourself is listening to those signals. Now, instead of trying to fix the feeling, I want you to try something different. Just be with it. No rushing, no pushing it away. Place your hand over your heart, and we're gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna hold it in, and then we're gonna let it go. And you can say with me, I am safe. I am here. I got me. That's enough. Sometimes present itself, it's healing. And when you're ready, those rituals can make such a difference. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated, just small acts of care that sends the message, I matter. Maybe it's brewing your tea and actually taking the time to sip it slowly. Maybe it's stepping outside barefoot and letting the ground remind you that you are being held. Maybe it's journaling, one thing, one line, something that you're grateful for, something that you're releasing. Maybe it's putting on a playlist that feels like a hug. For me, sometimes it's lighting one of my candles and let the flame reminds me that my light's still here, even on my low days. Or spending a little bit more in the shower, letting that water soak me. That feels like a love letter to me. These tiny rituals remind your nervous system that you are cared for. And while we are talking about care, let's talk about your inner voice. Because when nobody else is sharing on you, the last thing that you need is your own voice being the hardest on the room. Think about what you tell yourself on your hard days. Maybe it sounds like you are not doing enough or you should be better by now. Those words, they don't help. So let's flip that. Let's create low day phrases that feel supportive. You can say to yourself, I am proud for you because you're trying. It's okay to rest. You're allowed to take space even on quiet days. You can write them down, you can stick it in the mirror. Say them out loud, looking at your eyes. Let your body hear kindness from you. And remember, sometimes love is already showing up, just not in the way that we're expecting. It might not be your friend checking out on you exactly when you feel that you need it or want it, but it could be a sunlight streaming through your window. It could be the way your pet comes and tries to cuddle with you. Or it could be a stranger holding the door for you. Or that song that made you feel so much comfort. Take a moment right now and name 3 things that feels like support for you. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small, because that's love too. And finally, let's talk about refilling your cup in a way that feels good to you, because a lot of times what we call rest is just numbing, scrolling endlessly, sunning out. It distracts you, yes, but it doesn't nourish you. So I want you to ask yourself, does this leave me feeling more whole than before? If not, try something else. Maybe journaling, maybe moving your body, maybe taking a nap without the guilt, maybe crying, whatever fits you. Refilling is not a one size fits all. What matters is that it feels like care, not escape. So as we wrap this up, I want you to remember, being good to yourself on the low days is not about pretending everything's fine. It's about creating a soft place to land. It's saying, even when no one else shows up for me, I will. Even when life feels heavy, I'll give myself one small act of love. So let's close together this with this affirmation. Even when the world feels far away, it can be here for me. Today, I invite you to do one nourishing thing just for yourself. It doesn't have to be big. You can light a candle, eat your meal slowly, breathe in fresh air, whatever feels doable for you. And remember, your worth is not tied to your productivity, is not tied on how clean your house is or how much you give to others. Your worth is in your own existence. You are already enough. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next episode. And until then, keep filling your cup, even if it's just